So shooters and reloaders out there, Fortune Cookie 45 LC coming to you from the Hot Lead Zone, and the title of this video is it a good idea to buy old ammo? And by old ammo, I don't mean collectible ammo that's really old, that you're not going to shoot, but you're going to buy for collection purposes. We're talking about buying old ammo, that's just ammo that you intend to shoot. Well, so this person that I know, the kind of a friend of mine, came up to me and says that his father wants to get rid of some of his stuff so that there's not so much of a mess to leave to the kids later on, and so he's not a shooter, this friend, and so he's going to get rid of some of his stuff. And so he comes up to me and says, I got a couple of boxes of this ammo that my father had, and it's kind of old, but if you want to buy it, I'll sell it to you for like $5 a box. And you're talking about $5 a box, of course, without any tax or anything. So he comes up and says, here, look at this. So you look at this, and the first thing you think of, well, is HSM ammo. Well, I actually know about HSM ammo because it was sold, it's still being made. This company is in Montana, and they actually make a lot of ammo, but back in 1968 is when this company first was formed, and in the 70s this ammo was pretty much available from the gun stores in this area, so that it was like it was a dealer. So I've shot some of this, but this ammo really wasn't that good, at least the stuff that I shot. I mean, it's okay ammo. So anyway, these two boxes, it says here 308 Winchester 150 grain full metal jacket police ammo, and made in Missoula, Montana, but the company now is in Stevensville. So this is old ammo. It's been around for probably back in the 70s was when this ammo was purchased. And you see, it hasn't been opened. It's brand new ammo in terms of it being in the box, never been handled. So do you take a chance and buy this? Well, for $5 a box, there's 20 rounds in there. It's a good chance to take. So I said, sure, here's 10 bucks, and I walked off with these two boxes of ammo. So I thought I'd come home and make a video of it, and if the ammo is really bad in there, I mean, at least we get a video out of it that I can share with all of you out there that there's some risk in buying old ammo. Before I open this up, let's go to the internet and see something about HSM ammo. So it turns out that HSM Ammo Company has actually been making lots of ammo. So it makes sense that this friend's father has some HSM ammo. So look at all that ammo that HSM made, all different calibers. So before I open one of these boxes, let's take this one here. That's because it looks like someone did a little prying of it, but then decided not to open the box. So you look at these, and one of the first things we look at, there's the lot number right there. One of the first things we look at is to see if there's any damage to the containers, the boxes. Is there any water damage? Is there any sign of abuse to the containers? And there's not. So these were probably on some shelf or in the back of some closet or something for all these years. So let's go ahead and open this up, because this is where it's kind of like fun, the fun of discovery. So it looks like the seal goes this way. So we'll put our blade in and make the cut. Aha, there it goes. And then we'll do a cut on this side. There it is. So this ammo has not seen the light of day for, God, at least 30 years. So let's open this up here. Aha, it opens up like this, and then we open it up. Well, it's got some signs of corrosion just because of all the time that's gone by. See on the bullet tip there, there's some corrosion. And the first thing we look at, is Lake City brass. And notice the bulge in the neck here from the base of the bullet when the bullet was seated. You see there? Right there. You can see the little bulge, but the bulge goes all the way around uniformly, so that's good. And we can certainly check the concentricity of this. But so far, I mean, the brass looks like it's okay. A little bit of corrosion on the bullets is to be expected, but pretty uniform looking ammo. One of the first things is we want to take our RCBS precision mic and go ahead and mic one of these bullets. Mic several of them. But looking at that, whoa, look at that. 0 is SAMI spec. There is a scribe line right there. So that right there is SAMI spec for minimum chamber. Well, look at this. This is 5 under minimum, 10 under minimum, 11 under minimum. So that means if your rifle is like, the chamber is like +3 on a fired brass, if you shoot this ammo, that ammo is stretching a total of 14 thousandths. That is a little bit dicey. What that means is that the case is going to stretch a lot. When you fire this round, the case, because you got all that headspace in there, this round is excessively headspaced. So when that round fires, it's going to come back like this in the chamber, and all that stretching is going to happen right there in the head. Forget about reloading this brass again. If you fire this brass and you don't get a head separation, you're okay. But if you try and load this round again, you're asking for a head separation on a second or third shot. This is not safe ammo for reloading. It might be safe for shooting one time. So you might ask, how the heck did that ammo get loaded to have that much excessive headspace? Well, it's because the dies that were used to resize this ammo, when this ammo was bought as once fired military brass by the HSM company, the dies over resized that brass by that much. So let's do another one. Let's see what kind of variation we're getting. No, that's the same. So it's pretty consistent. That is 5, 6, 7, 8 thousandths. So you could be 11 thousandths. The first one was 14 thousandths excessive headspace. That one's 11 thousandths. Let's check the third one. So this is the value of the precision mic. We can check the ammo we're going to shoot. So this one is also 8. So this one's also 11 thousandths smaller than the chamber we're going to be shooting it in. Wow, we better do one more. Let's take one from the bottom somewhere. All right. Well, this one's a little better. It's 7 thousandths under SAMI minimum, which will put it at 10 thousandths under. That's still excessive stretch. That's excessive stretching of the head of the case when we fire this ammo. This ammo is only good for shooting one time, and even then it's a little bit testy. If you have a favorite 308 rifle that shoots like sub MOA, you might not want to shoot this ammo in that rifle. But if you got another rifle that's kind of like, okay, it's a knock around rifle, then go ahead and shoot that ammo. That's plain okay. But that is interesting. Let's go ahead and check this ammo a little bit more. Now this is kind of a fun video to do, because when you open a box like that and you just don't know what you're gonna get. It's kind of like a box of chocolates. But anyway, let's go ahead and check now the concentricity of these rounds. And I would expect them to have like 3 thousandths concentricity somewhere around that, because this ammo is more or less intended to be like military and law enforcement ammo. So there's our gauge. Let's see how much deflection we get. There's 1,000s. There's 1,000. There's 2,000s. Not bad. 2,000s. A little over 2,000. No, 2,000s. All right, so there's 2,000s. Now this depends on how concentric is the bullet, how concentric is the case, how concentric is the bullet and case assembly. It's all part of this. So let's check this. Oh boy, there's a little more. All right, there's 1,000s, there's 2,000s, a little less than 3,000s. Let's check this one. So you gotta get to the end of it. There's the end of the fluctuation. Now we go the other way. 1,000s. Oh, that's one. This one's about 1,500. Now we do know that if you have, now look at that, that's only 1,000s. So this ammo is 1 to 3,000s, just about what we expected. So that's not bad. The more run out you have on your ammo, the more inaccurate it's going to be. So it's going to be pretty good in that regard. So this ammo might shoot okay, but the problem is you can't use the brass over. Now I'm sure that other HSM ammo is not suffering from the headspace problems that this particular ammo does. And besides, like again, this is intended to be police ammo or military ammo. And that kind of ammo is intended to be shot once only, even though these are reload cases. In other words, once fired, reloaded brass. But the company intended this ammo to be shot once, and that was it, one more time. So if you're going to have a premium line of ammo that's loaded with hunting bullets like soft points or hollow point bullets for hunting, and the cases are obviously made for a more premium use and more expensive, then that ammo you would expect the headspace to be more in line so that you don't get all this stretching of the brass when you fire it, and you can reload the ammo. So I'll give HSM that kind of a break, because after all, again, you wouldn't think this ammo is kind of like going to be reloaded. And this might even be considered as being like blasting ammo. But it's nice to know with these gauges where you are with the headspace, and otherwise you're flying blind. Flying blind with old ammo or any ammo is, can you trust ammo just to get because it's made by a commercial company? And the answer is no, you can't. We had a situation during ammo shortage when a commercial company was loading 223 brass and charging a lot of money for it, and then the shooter, when he shot it, found that ammo to have all kinds of powder charge variations, and he had a partial head separation and all that kind of thing. Now we know why, because unless you have gauges like this, you just don't know. You're flying blind. So take care out there. This is an interesting video in this regard, kind of like discovery. See you next video. Bye for now.